Hello to the viewers of Premier Guitar. My name is Devin Townsend, and I am here to discuss a riff that was important to me in my formative years of playing guitar. So I guess it's best to preface this by saying I haven't played this riff in enough years that its accuracy may be dubious. But it is this one from Defenders of the Faith by Judas Priest, the Sentinel. So I think it goes like... Then it goes into this thing that I never remember, the one that goes... Yeah, but it's the beginning bit, So my memories of this song, and the reason why I chose this one is because it was one of those pinnacle moments. Believe it or not, and some of you will undoubtedly find this impossible to believe, but I was an awkward kid. Oh yeah. I remember up to about, I guess the second month into 8th grade, I had real problems just trying to communicate with other kids my age. I had a few friends, but you know, at that age you're sort of wanting to fit in, and there's a certain amount of social collateral that playing with puppets and liking snakes didn't carry. So I remember once I was at my band class, Mr. Beegler's band class, and in the back of the band class they had the room where they kept all the instruments. And I was a young kid, and I remember hearing a bunch of older kids back there, and they were talking about guitar, and they were talking about Judas Priest, which at the time was one of my favorite bands. And I remember overhearing them talking about guitar, because that was kind of the thing at the time, and thinking, God, I wish I could just sort of go in there and show them that I know these songs, because it is one thing I can do. And I overheard one of the kids say, oh, I think that kid out there, me, plays guitar. We should ask him. And so these cool kids came out and they were like, hey, do you know how to play any guitar? And I played that riff, the... And at that point, I remember being awkward enough that I was always going to be on the outside of it, but having enough skill on guitar that I was at least moderately accepted. And I think that probably still holds true to this day. I've got some friends in the music industry that are pretty cool cats. But I think the reason why we hang out is because I can play the Sentinel by Judas Priest, still. Isn't it funny how all those formative experiences just come back and play such a big role in your adult life? You're still that kid, I guess. And I think, you know, it wasn't the first riff that I learned of any significance, but it was all that metal stuff at the time. What was the other one that I had? Say What You Will by Fastway. Again, 30, 40 years since you played it. But actually, I played that more recently than the other one. And there was, it was all the Judas Priest riffs at the time. But before that, I think the first riff that I ever learned was Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash, and then probably Motörhead by Motörhead. So Folsom Prison was a... And then Motörhead was, I think it's... might be a different key, like. It was one of those, but it was that sort of 3-note passage. But all of which, my friends, paled in comparison to, again, the social collateral accrued by knowing in a pinch how to impress a bunch of goofy 16-year-olds with some Judas Priest riffs. So I will be eternally indebted to this riff. One more time, for good measure. Right? Aha. 50 now, my friends, which is significantly more long in the tooth than getting into 8th grade. But I still love the riff, and thanks so much to Premier Guitar for allowing me to beak off about it. Hope you're doing well, and I wish you any fate other than the one that befell the protagonist in Judas Priest's The Sentinel, because man, steely knives, piercing skin, bad news. Take it easy. See ya.